One of the main problems with the way web pages work, and indeed a problem with the HTTP protocol, is that it's stateless. Every time you send a form response to a server, it's a completely new connection, and the server has no indication of the context of your session. There's typically no identifying information in the connection to indicate that it's related to another recent connection. To make matters even worse, there could be a number of users using different sessions on the same resource, all from the same IP address or proxy server. Of course, this is why HTTP cookies were invented, but for many uses there's a simpler solution. HTML Forms supports an invisible element called hidden, sometimes called hidden fields. Let's see how this works. I'm going to make a working copy of forms.html, and we're going to rename this to forms-working.html. I'm going to open this in the text editor here, and you'll notice it's using the same forms.css and forms.javascript that we've been using throughout this chapter. And I'm going to go ahead and open this in our browser as well. And we'll open this with Firefox. And here's our little form. And you notice that it has a text field, a password field, some checkboxes, and a set of radio buttons. And when I fill it out and press the big red button, you'll notice that we get all of those values. Now we can add to this, and I'm just going to put it down here, and it's not going to go in a paragraph or anything because it doesn't actually display. We can put in some hidden elements, and these are constructed again with input. In this case, it's type equals hidden, and we can give it a name. Let's call this one user ID and a value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm just going to copy this, give it a few more here. Let's see, we'll have a page and an action and a color, blue, right? Now, when I save this and come back over here to our browser, I'm going to reload. I'm just going to press the big red button here. You'll notice that these hidden fields, we actually get these name value pairs. And that works the same, obviously, when you submit it to a CGI script on a server. And so using these hidden fields, you could keep track of a session, you can keep track of user ID. And the other great thing about them, as opposed to the cookies, is that these are entirely not persistent. So when this session is done, these are gone and nobody's keeping track of anybody. Of course, if you want to on the other end, you can keep a database, you can have a cookie for your user ID. I mean, you can use a combination of technologies, but these are a beautiful way of just keeping context of a session between pages in a CGI scripting application. So hidden fields are a great way to keep context in a session. Unlike cookies, they can be coded right in your HTML and they're not persistent. They can be generated by a script and they work really well for keeping track of CGI sessions.